Hello, you are watching Unipro UGENE podcast. We discuss the hottest topics introduced by our users and show the helpful ways of using UGENE, a free cross-platform genome analysis suite. The new UGENE version 1.7.2 allows you to use external tools within UGENE, develop your own processes in Workflow Designer, use the enhanced .plot, download UGENE manual, and work with the Nexus file format. Also, this version of UGENE contains an important innovation into UGENE distributed computing system. Watch this video to know more of these new features. For those of our users who need to use such tools as Clastal or Maft, we have added the external tool support plugin. Now you can install the tools on your PC and then align with Clastal or Maft right from UGENE, just like with Muscle or K-Align. The tools can be activated through the Tools menu or by activating the context menu of an MSA and selecting Align with Clastal or Align with Maft. As long as an external tool executable file remains unspecified, the corresponding menu item is italicized. Let's use Clastal. The open dialog box prompts to select the executable file and the directory to store temporary files into, which I will specify. The selected settings will be saved, and the next time we'll use Clastal, the dialog won't appear. The settings can be edited later. I press OK and the Clastal dialog appears. Here we can specify gap penalties and distances, exclude residue-specific or hydrophilic gaps, and cancel end gap separation penalty. After the options are set, press Align. The operations progress bar is at the bottom. The Clastal alignment is now done. Let's make another alignment with Maft. I press the Undo button to restore the source alignment. Now right-click at the view and select Align with Maft. Since I have already set the executable file path, the Set Executable dialog is omitted, and the dialog with options is opened. It is possible to set the opening penalty, the offset, and the upper bound for the iterative refinements number. I press Align, and the process is started. The operation is finished, and the resulting alignment is available from UGENE. UGENE External Tool Support plugin will also support BLAST in the next release. UGENE Workflow Designer of the new 1.7.2 release became more flexible. Actually, you can create your own processes now that will process sequences, alignments, and annotations. Let's create a schema that will filter sequences that have low value of minimum quality score. First, we will need a sequence reader process. I'll drag it onto the schema. By setting its input file attribute to this fastq file, I will make this process read the containing sequences with scores and send them further through the output. Next, we need a write fastq process to accumulate the filtered sequences from input and write them into the resulting fastq file. And the center place of the schema is taken by a new process that I will create by pressing Create Script Object. I'll call the new object Quality Filter and write something to the description field. As well as any Workflow Designer process, this object can have one or two ports, input and output ones. We will read a sequence and send a sequence to the output, so we are good with the default sequence slots of the ports. Also, we need to specify a quality attribute in order to specify the filter threshold. I press Add Attribute and call it Quality. It will be of the number type. The object is specified and I press OK. The object is created. Now I can connect its input and output ports with the sequence reader output port and the write fastq input port correspondingly. The object is ready to receive and pass sequences and has quality attribute. To make it let pass only the necessary sequences, I select it and press Edit Script Text. The open dialog box contains two text areas. The upper one contains the declarations of variables corresponding to the defined slots and attributes. The bottom one contains the actual script. I will open the prepared script by pressing Browse. The code meets the ECMAScript specification. The first line checks if the input sequence has attached quality scores. It uses a special function of UGENE scripting framework, the hasQuality. If the condition is satisfied, the third line is executed. It checks by its turn if the minimum quality score value of the input sequence is greater than the value of the quality attribute. getMinimumQuality is another scripting framework function. If the second condition is satisfied, the output sequence variable is assigned with the value of the input one. This means that this value will be sent to the output port. And if any of the conditions is unsatisfied, then output sequence variable will remain undefined and nothing will be sent to the output port. I press Done. Let's specify the quality attribute with a number. The schema is ready to run. I press Run Schema and go check the result. This was an input FASTQ file which contains 3 sequences with scores. And this is the resulting file. Only 2 sequences passed the threshold. Note that the created quality filter process is automatically added to the User's Elements section of the Workflow Designer objects. It became available for future usage and sharing. Telling of framework functions, you can find them described in our new UGENE manual. Just click Help and activate Download User Manual. Dotplot plugin is extended with 2 new functions. The main functions were considered in the previous UGENE podcast, episode number 28, the Dotplot tutorial. And now you can also search for inverted repeats. Just specify which repeats you want to find, direct and/or inverted, and select the color to draw the corresponding repeats with. The inverted repeats are shown contrary to the direct repeats. The second new feature is Dotplot views synchronization lock. I will create another dotplot based on the same sequences. It is still possible to work with the views separately, but after pressing the multiple view synchronization lock button, all zooming and navigating operations became synchronized, which can help in comparison.